Greetings and welcome to my dear Gemini. This is Ron from Tarot of the Twin Sun. Tarot of the Twin Sun is a functional division. Within the order of the Twin Sun, please take only what you will. We shall be doing and conducting a reading for the energy of the third house. And with the third and the nine axis, essentially, there spins the theme of mutability when it comes to air and fire, okay? Now, the interesting thing is that both of those elements can negate or produce the effect of accelerating the element of fire. There's a pushing forward of the pranic force of the third house into the ninth, okay? And prana is an energy that is shared universally, and also it produces the effect of manas, of the mind, okay? Meaning that you reach higher forms of intellect through the explorations of mercurial air, of Virgo, of Gemini, and produce the effect of truth, of the quest for truth, right? That is the ninth house, and also on lesser forms, religious dogma, the greater form of spirituality, as well as the projections of Jupiter, okay? Now, this is a very auspicious process. And usually Gemini is gifted within the triplicity of air with the gift of gab and the ability to produce individuals, to bring forward significant individuals who are here to be gurus, to be teachers, to be masters of thought, to the point of culmination when the dharmic path is triggered enough. That is, the triplicity of fire is triggered enough to produce the effect of complete truth, of universal truth, wisdom, okay? And you'll find that Gemini tends to pull in, essentially, individuals, significant individuals, who have this aura of leadership about them. There also is a very deep polarity about them, meaning that they have very strong dislikes and likes, and they are also here to produce the effect of karma. Now, karma is action. It doesn't have to be negative or positive, but what comes into be are these deep notions of polarity, of liking something and disliking something, and the gravitation towards truth. And then this truth, this thinking process becoming reality, becoming known as something to be lived and something to be represented in the 10th house. So it's a very interesting dynamo. We're going to go ahead and look into the month of January 2023 for the energy of Gemini. And we'll start off with some karma. We'll go into an incident of karma, and then we'll go into the Great Mirror. Okay, this is good. I think you may find in January there's going to be less of intensity when it comes to your expectations with relationships. There's going to be a softening of the approach towards relationships, a lightness, and I like that. This has to do with the processing of regret, anything when it comes to denial in the past, also deep intensities, deep connections that have affected you in some way, shape, or form. I think all of that is going out the window, and there's going to be a sense of stability coming in the month of January. This will put you into the place of the Knave of Spades, rather the Knave of Pentacles, the Knight, or the Page of Pentacles. So it's the Knave, the Page of Pentacles. This brings forward essentially an offering, a new seed, a seed that has to do with less intensity. At the same time, it could have to do with the elements of drought, of not being able to fully produce some form of fertility within that landscape that you are bringing about, okay? On an esoteric level, the Ace of Pentacles bodes well, and it's as if you bring forward the ace through the element of a seed or through a new sun, okay? What this is leading up to is a sequence that has to do with the combination and the negation of two different things, of relationships and also of passions, and how these negate and bring forward your reality. So true passions that come from within will help you to create boundaries with any false paths, okay? and this will intensify over time. What it's leading up to is essentially the sensible way of thinking about things, especially when it comes to relationships. Now, excuse me, we're going to look deeper into this spread. Okay, so this is a way to actually get rid of any blocks that you have. So January, there's going to be a sequence of karmas that has to do with essentially coming up with a way to get rid of blocks. Okay, this will bring you joy. This has to do with converting old and existing relationships into something new. Also to creating your own reality based on essentially the exhaustion of the mind, of processing enough within the mind so that you get rid of fears, or you make breakthroughs, significant breakthroughs through any psychological boundaries that you may have with others. This produces the effect of also temperance. Out of all the cards here, the major arcana of temperance comes in. Now temperance is interesting because it is accentuated, it embodies Sagittarius. And what it does is it converts the Two of Cups into something new. The energy of alchemy is very much here, and there's a possibility to convert on an elementary level something that is opposite to the Magician's card. And what that means is essentially you become a master of the energies that reside within the major sequences of the tarot. And this is a very good thing, considering that what you bring to the table in January will help you to heal old relationships, for one thing, and produce the effects of the coming sun, the coming winter, the coming months after winter. So this is a very auspicious thing. There will be a way to break through any sort of conditions that are pretentious, that are inauthentic in relationships, and also yet still be committed to them. That's a very good thing. I do see that as auspicious. Okay, so there's one relationship in particular that we will be looking at now, and we'll be using the Great Mirror to look into the karmas of that relationship. This is between Gemini and a significant other. Okay, this person sees you as someone who's on the counteroffensive. They respect you as someone who is on their own path. It is divergent from any other paths that may be prescribed to them, that is to you. And you are fairly independent in that in which you do. This could be a new relationship, this could be a new person, but at the same time, there's something about them that feels destabilized. You might actually be protecting yourself from this person's energy, and that would be wise to do so. There is a very strong voyeuristic quality to this. At the same time, a lot of potential when it comes to confronting this person, seeing what they're really about, and disarming them in some way. I do believe that this person fears the balancing out of accounts. Now, if this person owes you something, they wouldn't want to give you that. There is a possibility of also meeting to head with the Two of Cups sequence here, the Ace of Cups and the Queen of Cups, and then producing the effect of letting loose any sort of boundaries when it comes to the tensions of too much passion, of letting that passion wear you down. There's an ability here to balance that out, okay? But there also could be the obstacle that both of you would fear an ending of sort, that it would end too quickly, something like this. But there's all this energy that's pushing forward, that's shaking things up, and there also is a defensive quality on your end. Very strongly defensive. I mean, because we have here the High Priestess on the bridge card. The High Priestess is protected by the path, from the path, protected from any obstacles, and is observant, extremely observant within her own domain, her own sphere of influence, spheres of influence. And there also is the possibility that you are becoming aligned, that this alignment would produce the effect of essentially preventing you from reaching a point of embarrassment with this person, something like this. Because the Nine of Rods is here on their end in the reverse, this person is very much experienced with your energy. There's something about you and them that have a similar likeness when it comes to similar ways of thinking and also similar ways of burning. The desire aspect is quite strong here. There is the element that both of you are willing to discover the potential of this relationship, but at the same time, both of you know that with this fusion, there's a possibility that you would need to take prudence, that there would be a need to essentially understand how certain things can be toxic, how there would be the lesson of healing through this type of relationship. I think these are all very well-known qualities. If this is resonating with you, there's something about them, a gift that they want to give you, and perhaps you are willing to meet them at the table. This has to do essentially letting go of the burden of passion, okay? Letting that burn out so that there can be some form of equilibrium between you two. There is also the possibility of finding the sense of balance by getting out of any sort of places of too much relaxation, okay? This means waking up and finding a sense of transaction, okay? A sense of economy. This has to do with them getting out of the Two of Swords in reverse, making a choice, and then describing something or communicating something. Both of you are dealing with this element, but it could have the trigger, the knock-up effect of actually having some way of thinking on one end for both of you, a way of doing on the other, and then essentially the sense that peace cannot be sort of achieved in this. There's a lot of isolated energy here, isolation between you two, and there's a need to also prevent certain karmas from happening, certain paths from happening, so that you don't mess things up. It's a very light and eggshell, well, like walking on eggshell sort of a situation. So I do like that energy. At the same time, I'm wishing you well for the month of January. Please take only what you will for this reading. Thank you. Bye-bye.